So you want to create a website, and for this website you'll need hosting. But how do you find the ideal web hosting based on your constraints and requirements? Hi everybody, and welcome to another Kaween video with your friend On. In this video, we'll show you how our smart assistant Baqueano can help you decide on the ideal web hosting for your website or project. Stay tuned. So to ask Baqueano about the best web hosting for your project or website, open up a browser and head over to kaween.com. Once you're on the home page, you can just scroll down to where you find this smiley face with blinking eyes and just click on Ask Baqueano. This will take you to our Baqueano page. Another way for you to access this page is to just head over to the address bar of your browser and type in kaween.com/ask, and that will basically redirect you to our Baqueano page. Once you're on the Baqueano page, just click Ask Baqueano Now. Sorry for making you click on so many buttons again and again, but be assured that this is in the best interests of the user experience. Once you have clicked on that button, and you'll be redirected to the Baqueano. Click Get Started to get started, and you'll see that Baqueano comes up with a nice sweet greeting to introduce you to himself, and he also lets you know that if you use our links in this tool to purchase web hosting, you can get up to 30 to 34% discount just by using our links. In the next step, Baqueano will ask you one simple question: what do you need web hosting for? Do you want to create a website, or do you need web hosting to host a mobile application or a web application, or for large databases? Well, for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll be showing you how you can find the ideal web hosting for a website. So we'll click website and proceed to the next step. Here, Baqueano will ask you how many websites you're planning to host. Are you planning to host one website? Is it going to be 2 to 10 websites? Or is it going to be 11 to 50 websites? Or is it just going to be unlimited websites? So based on what you specify here, you'll be shown a different web hosting service and from a different web hosting provider. For the purposes of this video, we are going to go with unlimited websites, so select that and proceed to the next step. Here, Baqueano will ask you if you're a reseller or an agency, and if you will be hosting websites or projects for your clients. If you're not going to host websites for your clients, just select No, we will not host client websites, and proceed to the next step. However, if you are a reseller or an agency, you should select Yes, we will host client websites or projects, and Baqueano will then ask you how many clients you're planning to provide hosting to. Are you going to be serving more than 100 clients, or are you going to be serving less than 100 clients? Based on the options that you select here, Baqueano will guide you to a reseller hosting solution that's ideal for your business. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to assume that you're not a reseller or an agency. So just go back here and select No, we will not host client websites, and proceed to the next step. In this step, you can tell Baqueano what kind of website you're planning to host. Is it going to be a WordPress website, a WooCommerce website, a Magento website, a non-CMS website, or WordPress multi-site? But for the purposes of this video, we'll show you how to find the ideal web hosting for a WordPress website. So let's just do that. Come over here and click on WordPress website and hit next step. Now, since Baqueano is very smart, he's actually going to ask you about your industry and then make recommendations based on your industry. So for example, if you are a marketing company like Kaweem.com, you can select marketing from the drop down and hit next step. When you do this, you will be suggested web hosting options that are ideal for a marketing company or a blog in the marketing niche. So proceed to the next step to enter your email information, which is for our company info@kaweem.com. And since Baqueano is smart, I know I've been saying this again and again, but we have built really advanced algorithms into Baqueano. And here, why we're asking you for your company size is because when you select a company size, let's just say I select 2 to 5 employees, Baqueano will make recommendations based on the option you select here, based on your company size. So for example, if you're a large company, Baqueano is smart enough to understand your web hosting needs and will recommend a web hosting product based on your size and your needs. So I'm going to go with 2 to 5 employees just for the purposes of this tutorial. To selecting this, hit next step. In this step, Baqueano will ask you about how many visitors you're expecting to your website initially. So for example, if you're just starting out, you probably shouldn't be expecting more than 100,000 visits in a month. So you can choose less than 100,000 visits in a month and click next. However, since Baqueano is very smart, if you know that you're going to hit more than 100,000 visits in a month initially, you can select this option and click next. Then Baqueano will show you web hosting solutions based on what you have specified. But let's say you're not even sure about that, so you can just click not sure and proceed. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll just say less than 100,000 visits in a month because that's what is most suitable for beginners, and we'll hit next step. So based on everything you have specified so far, including company size, your industry, your website traffic expectations, the type of the website you are creating, and other project requirements, Baqueano actually has come up with a recommended cloud web hosting solution which will provide you the highest value at the lowest costs. Let's check out this product. So it turns out to be a product from SiteGround. So since you're going to be hosting unlimited websites, you should actually be going for the Grow Big program on SiteGround, which is for $9.99 per month. So if you go for this plan, you get to host unlimited websites and you get 20 GB of web space, which is quite frankly considerably a lot of space. Your websites can also have up to 25,000 visits per month. You also get a free SSL certificate by Let's Encrypt and a free content delivery network powered by Cloudflare. You also get a 30 days money back guarantee, so this is a very good web hosting product, and at Kaweem we recommend this to a lot of our clients based on the needs that they specify. Now what if you're not sure about how much traffic you're going to receive initially? So just tell Baqueano that you're not sure about it and click next step. So now Baqueano will give you 4 options: Managed WordPress Hosting, Virtual Private Server, Cloud Dedicated Hosting, or Dedicated Hosting. So if you don't know what these are, basically just remember this: if you're just starting off, you're gonna be fine with Managed WordPress Hosting. Okay, and if once you outgrow this package, you can then move on to a virtual private server. Kaweem is hosted on a virtual private server. Once you outgrow the virtual private server, You can then move on to cloud dedicated hosting, and once you outgrow this one, you can just finally move on to dedicated hosting, which is the ultimate hosting solution. So for the purposes of this video, let's select Managed WordPress Hosting and click Next Step. So now Baqueano will ask you if you want to enable auto-scaling on your website. What is auto-scaling? Well, let's say that on a certain particular day, the traffic to your website increases all of a sudden, and you want the servers to be able to handle that additional load. So if you want that to happen, select yes, auto-scaling would be great for my website, which is, by the way, selected by default, and click Next Step. And based on everything you have specified so far, which is company size, industry, website traffic, Baqueano will recommend a web hosting solution to you, and this time it happens to be a package from Nexus or Liquid Web. Let's check this deal out. So Nexus, owned by Liquid Web, is another one of our favorite companies, and as you can see, they have a lot of great web hosting products to offer. So for example, if you're just starting out, the Spark plan would be great for you, which just costs $9 a month and will give you 15 GB of storage, 2 TB bandwidth, 30-day backups, unlimited email accounts, and some really good premium features and plugins. So for example, you have Astra Pro, which is one of the best themes for WordPress, and you have WP Merge, iThemes Security Pro, and iThemes Sync. And by the way, if you place an order with them, you'll see that they're actually donating to the No Kid Hungry program for every new order that you place. So go ahead and purchase this web hosting service. Well, let's say that you want to start a web hosting business and you want to resell web hosting. So effectively you're becoming a reseller. So how would you do that? Go to Baqueano and tell Baqueano that you want to host websites and proceed to the next step. Baqueano will then ask you how many websites you're planning to host. Just say unlimited websites and proceed to the next step. Baqueano will then ask you if you are a reseller or agency, and since you have decided that you want to open up a web hosting business, you should say yes, we will host client websites or projects. Now when you're given the option to think about how many clients you will be hosting, let's say for the purposes of this video, let's say that you'll be hosting less than 100 clients. So select that and click Next Step. Here, just enter your email address, and in the company size field, enter the number of employees in your company. So for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna go with 11 to 50 employees. So select that and click Next Step. Voila! Baqueano has found you the best reseller hosting based on all of your requirements, and in this case it turns out to be reseller hosting from one of the best reseller hosting companies out there, which is NameHero. Let's check this deal out. It's waiting for the page to load, and here it is. So as you can see, you have 4 options to choose from. So obviously if you're a startup reseller, you go for the first package, which is the silver package. It will give you 40 GB of SSD storage with 500 GB of bandwidth, and will allow you to host up to 40 clients. Obviously as the number of your clients start to increase, you can just go on and keep upgrading. But if you notice, for the gold, platinum and diamond packages, you also get something very interesting, which is the WHMCS software, which is basically a web hosting automation software. It will allow you to just automate the web hosting process and will allow you to automatically generate receipts for your clients and will handle everything automatically basically. So if you're a reseller and you're just starting off, Name Hero is where you need to be headed for reseller hosting. So go ahead and order one of these packages. So that's all for Baqueano 101. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and contacts. If you'd like to receive detailed insights into web hosting and web design, consider subscribing to our channel. See you soon.